pledge allegiance to the
flag
flag
of the
United
United
States of America,
to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Could you do roll call, please? Close the top. Close the top. Nico,
I'm sorry.
letter I, number one, row number one.
Oh, okay.
Starts with Nico.
Okay, Nico. James.
Yes.
Nixon. Moore.
Yeah.
Gross.
Present.
Paul.
Here.
Mr. Rowley.
And Mr. Natalie.
Natalie. Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Approval of checks from the general fund 13924 through 13949. A motion to approve.
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Is there some payroll checks not written out yet? Oh, it's a little-
I'm sorry.
oh, yeah, okay, I see it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The sewer fund, check number 1902 through 1903. A motion to approve.
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of October receipts and deposits as presented.
I make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Donnelly, second by Mr. James. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of minutes from October 13th, 2014. Motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion by Mr. James, second by Mr. Moore. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public comment? Mr. Stock?
Leon Stahl, 306 Second Street, West Easton.
Can you speak up, please?
Leon Stahl,
I mean, you have to.
306 Second Street, West Easton.
So everybody can hear.
Leaf collecting. What's going on with that? I see, I rode around the borough today, it seems like the only place they collect leaves is up by the church, around the park, and 9th Street from Ridge to, is that Center? They don't go down any of the streets. You know, what's going on?
Well, I think a lot of the leaves still gotta come down yet.
They do about admin too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's big up
Wherever
there.
they
I seen,
have
I went
piles,
up,
they clean them up.
Keystone Avenue the other day, people had leaves out, we got one, now I'm getting them up at my house.
I still have a pile down at my house and they didn't get it. Our Main Street.
Yeah, well, why aren't they getting them?
They
When I was
are.
collecting these with Farmer, we did every single street in West Easton. And some of them we did 4 or 5 times during the summer, during the leaf cut. And I seen the truck today going up Ridge Street. Now, they were going to get a chute made that they could lower that so that if he wants to ride around and he has that adjusted out, he can pick up those leaves as he's going up.
Oh, but I was talking to him today, he's going around picking up the piles that he can.
Yeah,
But a lot of leaves are still not down yet.
there's
And
a,
he's picking up, like I said,
there's a lot of leaves around that's not being picked up at all.
Yes.
I mean, it seems like it's only picking up a pile. Now, it could be 40 feet of leaves there, and there's one pile. They pick up one pile instead of picking up the whole thing going down. If you get the chute that they were going to have made from the time they bought that machine at Hornies, where the guy could sit in the truck and have it where, it's gonna be like a vacuum cleaner type thing. Or they could lower it, because I see all the other Wilsonboro, all them, they have that, they just go down and fix it up. I know there's only one guy on the truck. So when I was working with them, I was working that machine like this, and we got the whole street. I mean, you can't wait till there's big piles. You gotta clean them up every day, means that's, we're paying the guy to do that. It should be done every day, not every street, but, you could ride around and look at the streets, they're not getting cleaned. Especially Easton Avenue. It stops right at the park, you look up the street, they're almost 2 foot out in the street.
I'll bring it to his attention.
That's all I have to say.
Hey, thank you.
Mr. McCallum?
Shamessa Kappa, 817 Ridge Street. First, I'd like to ask the young man sitting here, I haven't seen him before, I was just wondering what your name is and your position with the borough.
His name is David, and he was hired from a temp agency.
From a temp agency?
That's where Jill was hired from, that's where
From, for the borough manager position? Or
No.
To fill Jill's position. It still hasn't been filled since she left, obviously, you have to understand.
So it's borough clerk?
Administrative clerk,
And how many hours a week?
20.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Vernon,
Yes,
I just wanted to thank you. I am your neighbor.
yes.
I wanted to thank you for your interest in Borough Council, and hopefully you'll have a successful term here.
Thank you very much.
I wanted to know if anybody on council has business cards that they'd be willing to give out to residents? Or,
Business cards?
yeah,
I have business cards, always have.
do the other council members have the ability to?
If they want them, they can have them.
I would encourage you, Mr. Moore, to have some business cards. And my only question to you is, I'd like to know who interviewed you for your council position.
Mr. Nobley,
And just Mr. Noble.
yes.
No,
Oh.
no.
I did too.
Right,
The mayor did.
yes.
And the Democratic chairman, the number.
That's been my experience in my life.
So 2 people, Mr.
Come on.
Moore?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Matthew Dees, 407 2nd Street. I would also like to welcome Mr. Moore to the council.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. You have coming up, I hope, decisions on the Jeep. And I know Mr. Notley is attached to those Jeeps, and hoping the rest of the council will get rid of them and find something better than putting a plow in a Jeep. Also, in new business, I know Mr. Notley, we had discussed this, and it was in an article I wrote. I hope tonight you'll ask for a reduction in the senior age to give seniors a break in paying sewer and garbage tax or the fee. I know you discussed that in last meeting. You said not yet, and you had to discuss the budget. I hope tonight you discussed it. And if it's been decided behind closed doors you can't do it, I would at least like to see it come to a vote to see who votes no to it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Ms. Walker? Mayor's report?
Louis Nico's in the hospital.
Yeah.
Might have a slight stroke, I'm not sure. So our prayers are with Louis. Hopefully he'll come out of it without any real problems. Lorraine Banco, an old-time West Easton person, she passed away yesterday. She lived on 6th Street. She lived here, her family lived here when I was a youngster, and she lived in the same house for all the years after that, and she passed away yesterday. I understand the house was sold by her sister recently, because she was in Grayscale. So it's, it's someone that I knew since I was a youngster, and she's a blue blood West Easterner. I've been trying to help Tommy with the truck situation since I've had a lot of experience with that in my other life. Out in Elheim, they have 44 and 4,500, 5,500 and 4,500 trucks.
Right.
And they have co-stars out there. So I would recommend to the council that you move forward and get that moving, to get that truck under contract. And whether it takes a couple of months, it takes a couple of months, but we want to get what we want. And I've called all over Lehigh Valley. There's only a few places that offer state mandated co-stars.
That's true.
And today I talked to the truck manager, Kelly, Bethlehem Suburban. They never even heard of co-stars. Brown Dog doesn't have it as big as they are. They had a diesel out there, almost exactly what we wanted. And I guess it's negotiating with Andy Job to try to get co-stars in there. I don't know how much the cost is to the dealership, but with co-stars, it's a state mandated price, and that's the way to go if you can do it, rather than put it out a bid process. You won't get it any cheaper.
And it's a yearly thing when they have to join that. I think it's either 5 or 1,000, and that's probably why a lot of them don't touch it.
And so hopefully we can get that moving, Tommy.
Yeah.
And the council, I think we should just push it through and get Melheim involved. Since they had the models we want to get a beefy truck this time and make sure we have what we need. So let's move forward with that. I'm going to request the state police that we have a lot of people that don't believe in stop streets anymore. In the beginning, they arrested quite a few people. But with this thing going on up in the Poconos, they haven't been around, and people, as the news article said in the paper, you can drive as fast as you want on 22, and I guess that message was sent out there, and a lot of people think that that red sign on the corner doesn't mean anything, but it does. And if somebody gets killed, I've seen some near misses, especially down here at 2nd Street. It's a bad intersection down here. They just either come to a rolling stop or they go right through it. And we have to do something about that, and I'm going to get a hold of the state police and see if they can do a little surveillance on a couple of the areas that are have been abused. So, but that's pretty much what it is. Everything else in my part of the world is fine.
Solicitor's report?
I just have one brief item for executive session as it relates to litigation.
Committee reports.
Report on the Finance Committee on the budget for 2015. Currently, the Finance Committee had met multiple times and discussed the budget. We feel the budget is almost ready. We have a few exceptions that we have to fix. So I would like to propose that I have this budget ready for our next meeting for review and for approval. Does anybody have any questions regarding the budget?
When you say next meeting?
24th
At the end
of
of this
November.
month?
On the 24th of November? That's all we have on from the Finance Committee.
Okay, Personnel Committee met. It was just Louis and I. Mr. James works evenings. So, we reviewed the two applicants for the treasurer's position. One was Mr. Pearson, the other was Mr. Kazana. Mr. Pearson was on council for several years, as you know. He helped do the budget for many years while he was on council. Mr. Kazana has many years experience as a treasurer. The difference, it came down to dollars. Mr. Pearson wanted $160 a month, and Mr. Kazana took the offer, which was already in the budget, for $100 a month. So the Personnel Committee is recommending Mr. Kazana as the treasurer for the borough, saving the borough $60 a month. So if there's a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion that we approve, Mr. Kazana.
I'll second.
A motion by Mr. Nonley and second by Mr. Moore to approve Mr. Kazana as our treasurer. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Any other committee reports? Unfinished business. Does anybody have any? New business. You all got a copy in your packet of the meeting dates for next year. First meeting being January 12th, 2015, all the way through December. I'd like to have a motion to advertise these in the newspaper.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Nonley, second by Mr. Moore. Advertise the meeting dates for 2015. Any discussion?
That's like the second and fourth.
Yeah.
Yes. Mondays.
Same that we do every year.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Any more new business?
New business?
Yeah, business.
I'd like to see the borough continue to support the Christmas party that we had here for the children. Last year we didn't have it. And with the influx that we had at the Halloween parade, maybe the interest would be more this year. I mean, we had a tremendous turnout at Halloween parade this year. And it's up to council, but I think that it was always a tradition over the years, and last year, because the numbers weren't very good the year before, and they decided not to have it. So, I don't know, maybe the Recreation Committee can take a look at it. And
We haven't had a Christmas party for children here since Louis was incapable of being Santa Claus. That's many years.
well, whatever it was, I think we should resurrect it again, because it was a good bonding situation for the community. At one time, it was we got a tremendous amount of people coming, and we do have a lot more new people in this town. I mean, there was so many people in that parade, young kids and stuff like that. Maybe we should give it a shot. If it doesn't work, then we go back in the plan 2.
Are you going to be Santa Claus?
Yeah. I was Santa Claus. It wasn't a good one, but not like Louis. Louis was a good Santa Claus.
Yeah, Louis was like authentic cooking.
But it's a thought, and you know, I think it's a good bonding thing for the community, since we don't have our own school like we used to have many years ago. That used to keep the town together. Whereas, you know, we tried to do that, and it was successful for a lot of years. There was a lot of programs that we had. So I would just throw it out to the activity committee and see if they think it's a good idea. If not, that's fine, I just throw it out there.
Maybe one of them could be Santa Claus.
Yeah, Tom, you got the right padding for that.
No, I'm slimming down now, let me see if I can find one of the rental places that'll have them.
All
I'll
right,
take Dana up and measure them up.
all right, well, it's in your ballpark.
Yeah. I think Vernon, that's,
A motion to go into executive session?
I'll make a motion, we go into executive session.
Second. Motion by Mr. Nolan, second by Mr. Moore, to go into executive session at 7:20.